The way they bounce around like that.
Hello, and welcome back to the live stream. I have a few guests that are with me, and yeah, this is going to be very, very random, and we will not keep you from the docking with the ISS. We're going to show that here, maybe. So I'm going to introduce people that have come in just to hang out. And the first one I'm going to go to is Steaming Cup of Reason. Thank you for joining me. How are you today, sir?
I am very good. How are you, dear?
I am doing all right. I'm happy. I'm good. So
yeah, I bet you are.
Do you know what? I'm even more happy with? So for those who don't realize, Steaming Cup of Reason is the one that's done my amazing avatar. He shilled me out big time. I love that avatar. And he's made me a special one for the 1K special next week. So have a look out for that. Tell us what you're up to, because we've just seen the return of Pain of Progress. So tell us a little bit about that, how it got started, and what you're up to.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know what it's about, Pain of Progress is a 12-part series where we look at technologies that came about during the war years for the purpose of fighting the war. And have since been evolved into the technologies that we so easily take for granted today, and without realizing that the cost in human lives in the development of a lot of those technologies. And that's what the Pain of Progress is all about. We just started season 2 today. The first episode was about Bletchley Park, which was a really, really great episode, and we've got more coming. So stick around for series 2.
Do you know what? I am so excited about that. And you and Thor go so deep into these topics, and you can just feel the passion that you guys have for it. It's amazing.
We both have a very, very strong penchant for history. Myself, I have a very deep passion for the history of World War II. That's always been a great passion of mine, and this is a chance for me to dive into that and really share it with others. So yeah, I'm having a good time with it.
Brilliant. I'm going to bring in a very special guest right now, Anthony Purcell. For those of you that don't know Anthony, I would recommend going back and watching the after show for Mind of God and Professor Phil Bell. Phil Bell was on the show last night, the Shills show. But Anthony, you just destroyed what was left of Man of God. How did that feel?
It felt really good in the end, actually. To sort of by the end of the stream, I think we'd laid bare that he actually doesn't know anything of what he claims to know. So that felt very satisfying by the end. Particularly since it started with him basically calling me and everybody I work with frauds. So it was satisfying to sort of turn the tables there.
Because you are it's a geophysicist, isn't it?
That's right. Yep.
You have a PhD, and he's basically calling you a liar and a fraud.
Yeah, that's right. So he basically his comeback to anything that I said was, well, that's a story. Yeah, it isn't real, and I try to make everything when I present science, I try to make it grounded in sort of peer-reviewed studies. So to have that leveled at me, it seems like a very serious allegation. So Yeah. In the end, I was happy to be able to sort of defend mainstream science against that sort of ridiculous claim.
Yeah, it was amazing to watch.
I have to say I'm very flattered to be invited to be here alongside people I regard as sort of borderline celebrities. So
No, not you, Demon. We love you, but no.
I'm subscribed to Demon. I was one of the first people. So you need to unmute there, Demon.
Yeah, we might have to go to Irish Demon next, since he's but you have to unmute yourself, love.
And you can see sort of the ceiling surface.
Oh,
there we go. You're here.
All right. So the reason I was smiling is because I was actually thinking the same thing, and I just wanted to say to Anthony, I did watch the after show the other day, and a friend of mine is a real science skeptic because he's kind of not really got the knowledge. And I said, look, I'm going to show you a video, and I want you to look at how this man talks and the amount of passion that he puts into his responses. And he watched the video of you talking to him, and he was like, wow, I didn't know somebody could be so passionate about it. And I was like, if you could imagine, like, this guy is an incredible artist. I said, if you could imagine producing some art and somebody saying, oh, that was just done by a computer, or, oh, that's easy, anybody could do that, think about how you would feel. And he was like, okay, I really need to start thinking a bit more about how people feel about these things. So yeah, I thought it was, when you said about, that it was kind of like him just disregarding all of this work that people have put in. I was kind of thinking that is exactly how I feel. I'm not a scientist, but I know the work that goes into it and the effort and the passion that's involved. And I just want to commend you on how you dealt with him. I thought it was a class act. It was like Mike Tyson fighting a 4-year-old girl. It was awesome.
It really was.
Thank you very much for that.
No worries. I was really happy to see you on here because I was like, I've been wanting to say this for nearly, a few days now. And so, yeah.
I think we've all been in that same boat. So when I got the opportunity to bring him on, I was like, come on. This is brilliant.
Yeah, it was an real act. It was, I really enjoyed it. It was really, really good to see not just people like Fight the Flat Earth and Team Skeptic have a lot of knowledge, but to see somebody who's a professional in the field and really knows what they're talking about. It made a huge difference, and it just showed the ridiculousness of these people who are very good at acting like they know what they're talking about, but when it comes down to the brass tacks, they really don't know what they're talking about at all. And so, it made a huge impact on me and on my friend, who was like, I really need to start looking into this more and being more reasonable about it. So you made a huge impact in that regard. So thank you very much for that.
And what's nice to see is I'm not the only fangirl in here. Thank you, Demon. Demon, you just recently had a live stream there today. So how did that go?
So what happened was, I am computer illiterate. I am.
You and me both.
I used to be a tech support agent for Apple. I did it for 5 years, and I don't know how I managed to stay there. My best friend at the time was a manager there, and he said, look, to get the job, you've got to answer these questions on a live stream. So I was like, okay. He was like, I'll stand behind the computer and I'll tell you what to say. So he coached me through the whole interview, and I did get the job, but I don't know anything about computers. So a couple of guys, Hugh Jarse, Nathan Thompson, and I can't remember who the other person that was helping out was, helped get the stream up and running. And then I was like, let's just go live and see what happens. And we had
Colin?
Yes, Colin. Sorry. Yeah, that was the other person. And we were like, let's get this up and running. And we had a 2-hour stream and had a good time. It was a really good laugh. Yeah.
Brilliant. Giggling there in the corner is Glober Mommy. Glober, how are you doing? I'm fucking delighted that you came on today.
I am good. It's early here in the morning, but I am up and doing this. So there you go. And I'm mainly
what have
here.
you been
I'm
up
here
to?
to
Because
support
you've been...
you.
You've been
I'm here
quite
to support
quiet
you, Crafty.
in the debunking thing.
Well, for past couple months, I
Tell
was
us
taking
what
a
you're
break.
doing. You were.
I'm doing a Minecraft series once a week. That's on my other channel I have now. But I'm getting back into debunking. I did a debunking video last week and the week before, so I'm starting to get back into it again. But yeah, so the last one I did was on a bill here called the Trace Act, and Dr. Rashid Buttar and his misunderstanding of the bill. So yeah.
Brilliant.
But so the next one, I'm not sure what I'm doing for it yet. I'm kind of, I'll work
And
it out.
will you be on? You have a show on tonight, don't you?
Tonight we have the Uncalled For. I don't know if it's the Uncalled For, some of the Uncalled For. We did have a panel member drop out, so we're probably back to the Uncalled For. But it's on the EIE network at 7:30 Eastern time. So it'll be 3:30 UK time in the morning, 3:30 in the morning UK time, which is early for you guys. So, but
Just a bit.
yeah,
I'd still stay
just
up
a
for
bit,
it.
just a tiny bit. But we're not sure what we're doing tonight, but it'll be a surprise for all of us, I guess.
I have to say, I'm convinced that Crafty just doesn't sleep.
I know. She sleeps in
Yes.
shifts is what it is.
Right, no.
It's
What it is,
incredible.
okay? Just to explain this really, really quickly. For the last 2 months, I've had the kiddings. So with the kiddings, I've been away. I've had to get up at, you have to feed them every 4 hours. So you get up at 11, you get up at 3, you get up at 7, and you find between 7 a.m. or between 5 a.m. and 11 a.m. when you do the milking, that's when I sleep. Very early in the morning for me, but I've trained myself this time of year to be able to run on 3 or 4 hours sleep. So I'm good for now. Won't last very much longer, but I'm liking it.
May I say?
Okay, so
That was my life for 2 years when I had babies.
yeah, you understand.
Yes.
Right. So, real quickly, because I know we're going to be docking soon. I've 4 more people to introduce. Pip.
Yep.
Oh my God, your channel is just exploding, and it's very, very exciting. How are you today, Pip?
Thank you very much. I'm very well. I didn't realise I was coming into the meet, so I'm not really prepared. But glad to be
Well,
here.
that's a random hangout, though.
I know, I was expecting just to be in the chat chatting. But
You can
thank
feck
for
off if
asking
you
me.
want.
Okay. You caught me mid trying to set up another monitor, so I'm kind of flustered.
Well, I'm glad to have you here. What are you up to lately? Because you've just released a new video there yesterday, didn't you?
Yes, I just put one up yesterday, and the one before that I wrote myself, which is doing pretty well. And there'll be some more homemade books in a couple of weeks. Working on those just now. And I'm
Brilliant.
patient, and thank you very much for joining.
Oh, we have the spin. Oh, look at that. It's docking, lads.
I'm grabbing
History
grab-
right there.
Yeah. I think it's about the 20 meters, so it'll sit there for a wee while, as far as I know.
In which case we can get the intros finished. One of the people that I am absolutely delighted is back online and ready to rant. Jump Monk the Drunk Monkey, how are you today?
Oi, fucking oi, sister, you cool?
I'm good. I'm delighted you're here.
Brilliant, me too, man. Amongst all these fucking brilliant people. Irish Demon, love that geezer. Pie Parrot or Pea Parrot or whatever you want to call yourself. Tatty, my man. Steaming Cup of Reason, I love that geezer. We've even got a cat. Well, he says he is. Anthony Purcell, only just met you, pal. Nice to meet you. And, of course, Glober, Mummy, and you, sis. What a fucking diverse, wonderful panel. We're going to have fun, aren't we?
Oh, we always have fun, don't we?
Yeah, man. It's the only way. If you don't,
When the
you'll
monk
cry.
is in the house, we're definitely going to have fun.
Yeah, man. It's got to be done. I'm just waiting for those fucking for those two goats to do debunk duo to get debunking with me.
Absolutely, it's on the way. It's definitely on the way. I have a
Rocking.
new laptop ordered, so I can actually save things on my laptop because my current laptop is really bad. So yeah, it's coming. It's definitely coming.
Just about there.
I tell you what, though, what I would like to say before you move on to the next person is, well, you know, you've got about 40 people watching. So why the fuck, people, doesn't have nearly 40 likes? Hit that like, people.
Yeah, absolutely. If you do like what you see, it does help. It really, really helps. If you do like what you see, it does help. We have feedback.
Sorry, that was me. My bad.
What?
Inside the
Good.
hands off.
We're almost there, lads. We're almost there.
Nearly there.
Look at
Nearly
this.
there.
Bit of wobbly. Don't
Just
miss.
while we're watching this, guys, I rang my little niece yesterday when the launch was taking place. She's 7 years old.
Capture complete.
And I said, look, babe, this major thing is about to happen. I want you to see it. And she rang me back after about 20 minutes waiting for it to go off. And she was like, Uncle, this is getting really boring. I want to go back out on my trampoline.
We just heard it, soft capture. We have docking. That coming.
Sat with it, and she was like, "That was the coolest thing I've ever seen." I was like, "Well, first time in your lifetime, girly. So hopefully, first in many more."
Right over the border between northern China and Mongolia.
I got invited to a satellite launch.
You saw a little bit of
a couple of years ago, but it turned out that they had to delay it. The window shifted. It was for the Grace follow-on satellites.
The soft capture system will be
but because sort of my group is on the science team for the Grace follow-on satellites, so I got an invite and I applied for myself, my younger brother, and a colleague of mine from Japan. But it turned out that it was actually that when they rescheduled it, it was actually on the same day as a conference that I had to attend. So, sort of having gone through all the application process, I had to just not turn up.
Was that satellite that detects the shift in Earth's gravitational field?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that's awesome.
Oh, what a docking. I'm going to move quickly on. Tatty, this is the guy who is actually running the show right now. Without Tatty, I would not be able to go live. I am going to keep him very, very close for every live stream that I do. How are you, Tatty?
And the International Space Station.
Help me! Help!
So once
I've been in the World Cup for 3 days. I need out. Mommy. Oh, no, I'm good, man. I'm good. It's been an absolute pleasure putting this together for you, Mrs. I have to say. Thanks for asking.
That intro, though, that was fantastic.
It was fantastic.
Every time I hear Daddy's voice, I think of the TV show Still Game.
Right, we're expecting.
Oh, hell yeah!
You remember me? My brother's really good friends with the guy who plays Methadone Mick in that, and he always sends me really funny videos. And every time I hear it, I'm like, when I hear your voice, I'm like, you could easily be in Still Game, and I would never know.
Yeah.
That's gotta be cool for them.
I fucking love that show. If I don't see you through the day, I'll see you through the window.
Our favorite spaces we've been calling them.
Well, we're also, as Jutmonk rightly said, we are joined by the excellent Conspiracy Catz. How are you today? Thank you for joining.
Oh, thanks for having us. How are you doing? You all right?
I'm good. You're still a bit crackly there, Catz, but yeah, I'm delighted you came out. For people that think that he lives in a little secret cave, he doesn't.
I've got to say, who was it who mentioned Still Game? I've been binge watching that in lockdown. I think I've gone through. It's so funny, isn't it? It's so funny. Yeah. I thought Nancy Resnick was funny, but
my ex-girlfriend is from a place called Trun, just outside Glasgow,
and
she introduced me to it. Oh, really? Awesome. She introduced me to it about probably 10 years ago. And when I moved to Australia, it was on Netflix here. And I was like, no way. So yeah, I think I could literally do every single line in that show. I watched it so much. I love it to bits. That and that. Awesome.
So Catz, what are you working on? What's up?
Oh, next video is, I've got two. I've got one on the tides, causes of the tides, and I've got one on on people who deny that viruses are infectious, and that will be coming out in a few days, I think.
Excellent.
Brilliant. And you
So,
have your
I was on
debate show.
Yeah, debate show. So in fact, we have I was going to congratulate the legendary Dr. Purcell for his performance against Mind of God, but he's actually going to be joining us next week, aren't you, sir?
I am, yes, and I owe you an email, but I've been preparing my presentation for that. Yeah.
Oh, superb! So really looking forward to that. So, he's going to be debating the causes of climate change, which I'm really looking forward to, especially to get the opinion of someone who, I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, I can't wait for that. Much. Do you want to just tell people when that's on?
Oh, it's Wednesday. Well, in the UK, if you're from the UK, it's Wednesday nights, 7:00, and that's like a fixed slot every Wednesday, 7:00.
Yeah, just in case you've been living under a rock.
Yeah, if you follow me on Twitter, I've been spamming it left, right, and centre. But yeah,
I've seen that.
It's hard. Like it's been hard getting people to want to try and track people down. Twitter seems to be the only thing I can do to reach out and get people to come on the debate. So, but yeah, anyway, I'll stop waffling on about that. But I'm looking forward to having Anthony on.
But it is exciting. I'm enjoying the debate.
Sorry.
Nobody calls me Anthony. It's my legal name, but nobody calls me that. So
I will remember. So, and you've told me that before as well, and I've forgotten. Sorry.
That's okay.
So what? So what do we call you then?
People seem to think, Catz.
Just Tony. Just Tony.
Tony. Safe as fuck.
Catz, people seem to think that there's a little conspiracy around you. I don't know if you've heard this. They think that you're living in a cave, protected by the CIA.
Well, actually, the conspiracy is.
Yeah. Oh, I've heard it.
The conspiracy is that apparently.
Go on, Monkey.
No, I'm saying the conspiracy.
I've seen it in a few live chats now. I've seen it in a few live chats.
Are you doing this on purpose?
He's living in a cave. You can hear it now. He's living in a cave. This is what random hangouts happen.
Faceless.
Is it me, or is there an echo? You're saying things twice, or are you actually an echo?
Oh, is it coming across twice?
Yeah, it's not now. It was really confusing me. That's why I kept speaking at the wrong moment, because I thought you'd finished, and then it was saying it again. But I'm easily confused anyway, so it's not hard.
Yeah, you're very confused. Real quick, I want to go to FarmersBoy. FarmersBoy, how are you?
Good afternoon. I am fine and dandy. I've just watched that incredible docking, and I did say docking. Yeah, that's quite something.
How exciting is that?
How the devil are you, and how's Ireland treating you today?
Well, I've had a little bit of an issue today. If I'm going to be honest, one of my girls had a heart attack. It was only a small one, and she's doing fine. She's eating well. She's gotten pretty much back to the way she was. But yeah, other than that, it is a beautiful day here. I'm very, very lucky. I love it.
Good. So I heard Ireland got colder since I left. Is that true?
No, it actually got warmer. The weather was so happy you left. No, I'm joking.
Oh, that's not very kind.
So Iron Loop,
he's Irish. He's Irish. I can rip the piss. It's cool.
Yeah. There's someone in the comment section, Iron Moop, who was in a stream with me earlier, had a question for Tony. He was asking, how many years of school did you go through to get where you are today? Really interesting question.
So yeah, I went through year 12. Then after that, I had 4 years to get an honours degree. And then my PhD actually took me 5 years.
Wow.
On top of that, my supervisor actually traveled a lot internationally. He's actually really famous and really a cool guy. But so it makes me feel quite inadequate compared to him. But yeah, I got so the total would be 21, 22 years of just education.
That's amazing.
To get a PhD.
Wow.
Well, to get
That's
my
amazing.
PhD, much smarter people can get theirs. Carl Sagan, for instance, who I was just looking up the other day, he entered university at the age of 16, and had his PhD by the time he was like 22, 23,
Wow.
something like that.
And to
But,
think it only took Kent Hovind one letter.
That's right.
If you watch The Pain of Progress today, Alan Turing had his PhD by the age of 21.
Yeah. Genuine. I have to say that I was very pleased that you chose to deal with Bletchley Park, because Alan Turing is one of the ultimately tragic figures that the intolerance of his society, of the society he was part of, robbed us of one of the great intellects. It's one of the enduring tragedies of our times, I think.
I agree.
Yes.
Interestingly, he only got into Bletchley Park because he was a good chess player. The decoding people actually didn't think the mathematicians were at all worthwhile as code breakers. They preferred people who were good at puzzles and crossword puzzles.
Wow. I think Bletchley Park's most outstanding gift is the fact that the majority, 90% of the people there, were women. I thought that was remarkable.
Yeah.
Just going to show when the cards are down, people's sexuality and their gender and all of that stuff really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I think that proves it more than anything. We had all these big tough guys on the front line, and they did an incredible thing and a powerful thing. But the people behind the scenes, it didn't matter if you were in a wheelchair or if you were gay or if you're a woman. Everybody did their own part. And I think
Stephen Hawking is a
really
perfect
proves it.
example.
Well, I heard
Stephen Hawking, perfect example.
I agree.
I heard an American general make the point. If the greatest strategic mind in history was gay, would you not want that person on your side? This was in response to should gay people be allowed into the US military, and his analysis was, well, it doesn't matter. Basically, we're here to win, and we want the best people on our side for that purpose. And I think that's exactly right.
How would the American Army feel about Spartans?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
And I just want to mention quickly that for all of you who don't know it, Crafty Keela is CGI. I know for a fact because I built her. And she's definitely CGI.
She's actually a 45-year-old Scottish guy called Dave.
Not another one.
Oh, all right, Dave. I tell you something. I have got a question for Dave or Keela, or whatever your fucking name is. You mentioned earlier. I just want to pull you back a minute. You mentioned earlier how it was all right. You knew Irish Demon was Irish. How do you know Irish Demon is Irish?
Can you not hear his fucking accent?
I'm a monkey. You all sound the same to me.
No,
you all look the same. You all sound the same.
Okay, let's
he may live in Western Australia,
out, right?
But that is not an Australian accent. I'm just.
The reason
Nobody
why I
has an
know
accent,
Irish
okay?
Demon is Irish, right? Is because he was on the last chat. If you remember, he was on our last Hangout on Thursday when he explained he's an Irish person living in Australia.
Living in Australia.
But Australia doesn't exist, so.
Exactly.
I don't
so
know
it's
who
all
it is.
bollocks,
He's
isn't
an
it?
actor.
You know?
It is.
That
But it's all
was
fun.
the first time. That was the first time I'd ever seen Irish Demon. Sir, you are funny as fuck.
He is funny as fuck. Yeah, he's definitely funny as fuck. I'm gonna snatch him up for a fucking snatch him up for a collaboration one day. We spoke about that.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, my whole thing is like, you know, a lot of this stuff gets really kind of like aggressive and personal and that kind of thing. And, you know, when I look at the videos of like Conspiracy Catz and Professor Dave and people like that who do it, you know, on a more calm level, and it's really grounded and down to earth. And I think that approach is better when it comes for the education side of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a bit like me. I mean, I'm quite calm and.
Oh yeah, like for me, I like to see myself somewhere in the middle where I have no problem calling someone a fucking idiot. But at the same time, if somebody treats me with respect, I'll treat them with respect, regardless of what they believe. But as soon as people pull out the claws, then you better be ready. I've got a bottle of rocket fuel here, so
there you go.
I'll get shitty with them.
You're funny.
Don't fucking dangle that in front of a drunk monkey, mate. I'll be climbing out of your fucking screen and snatching it from you. That's what keeps me going. You know, it's full of calories.
You rated my Jemison the other day.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Didn't you?
I had a very lucky teenage years. My uncle was a distiller at Jameson for 25 years, and he used to always give my dad really good kind of like top shelf whiskey in like empty Coca-Cola bottles and stuff. So when I was drinking in the bush with my mates, we had like really good stuff. So yeah, the Jameson flowed fairly freely in our house, that's for sure. But yeah, the good stuff is hard to get over here in Western Australia. But yeah, I've managed to pick up a nice Jameson cask, mates, and that keeps me going. Sorry, Monkey, but it's good stuff.
There's
I have an uncle. I have an uncle working in Irish distillers, and he gets me the Black Barrel stuff.
Oh yeah,
that's the real good stuff.
The Middleton Rare Black Barrel is the best whiskey in the whole world, no question.
That's my feeling on it. Catz, what's your drink of choice?
Oh, I'm not a spirits man. Lager. I get a lot of stick for drinking Carlin, but I'm a simple man.
Carlin Black Label. Nothing wrong with that.
Carlin.
You get a lot of stick. You get a lot of stick for drinking Carlin. I'm not surprised. I mean, I thought. Well, I mean, you've got what's his name? What's that Dave? That Dave that drinks his own urine. I mean, he got shit. But I mean, you're drinking Carlin. That's worse, mate. Allegedly, Dave. That's it. Allegedly, Dave drinks piss. Get shit. You drink Carlin. That's worse.
Thing is, I'm too old. I'm too old now to drink anything that's above 4%. If I drink anything that's above 4%,
are you hell? No,
you better not.
You know what would be great? I would love to see fucking 2:00 in the morning a drunk Catz because he's drunk something more than 4%.
Well, I tell you what, Catz, if you can't drink anything more than 4%, and if we're talking about drinking urine, you better not drink mine.
Again. Damn. I was so looking forward to that as well.
I know, mate, but, you know, just looking after you know.
We've descended into madness already.
Whatever you do, Catz, whatever you do, don't eat his brownies.
Yeah, don't.
Oh, the old chocolate brownies? Lovely.
Yeah, especially with chocolate chips in them. Don't do it.
Or raisins.
A bit fruity.
So, no, definitely not fruity.
Have I fallen into a Blackadder episode where Baldrick is...
We're getting there.
Can we all agree that is the best TV show ever made?
It's just
it's good. I like it. I don't know if it's the best.
One of the best.
Better than Red Dwarf.
Red Dwarf,
yeah.
So
Red Dwarf.
I'd put them about level with Red Dwarf Series 3, 4, and 5.
I have to say that I've been incapacitated by laughter twice in my life, and one of them was watching Blackadder.
Yep.
The other one was watching Faulty Towers.
Oh yes.
Faulty Towers, yes.
Which scene in Blackadder rendered you incapable at that point? Would you say?
There's a scene in Blackadder the Second where he goes to see the a witch, an old witch.
Yes.
And he goes, the wise woman of Bletchley, the old wise woman of Bletchley. Two things you need to know about the old wise woman of Bletchley. First, she be old, and he goes, let me guess. The second is she be wise, and he said, and his response is, and his response is, the second is she is wise, and the woman says, oh, you've been here before. And he says, no, just a wild stab in the dark, which incidentally is what you'll be getting if you don't suddenly become more helpful. And he goes, and she eventually goes, oh, well, she's inside, in you go. And he goes, here's a bag of gold, which you won't be getting. And this sort of, I became progressively more incapacitated as the scene unfolded. The idea of, I don't know, just the absurdity of it all. But,
it's an incredible show. It really is.
It
I love the General Melchett. He is just incredible. Incredible.
Oh yeah.
Now
I just want to bring it back real quick. Pip, what's your poison of choice?
Jack Daniels.
Oh, Jack Daniels.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Jack Daniels and Coke. Yep.
I too like to drink urine.
I hate Scotch. I hate it. I like Jack Daniels. Well, anything really, Barb.
What about you, Farmer's Boy? Farmer's Boy, what's your poison of choice?
If I'm really going for it, then it has to be vodka. Vodka, Timuria, and Coke in a pint.
Nice.
Yes. I used to do that quite a lot, and I nearly killed my liver off doing that. So I have to be a good boy. But if I'm in a more mellow mood, then a very, very large glass of Sauvignon Blanc.
Ooh, very nice.
Yes, wine has to be dry. I can't do with any of this fizzy sweet shit. It's either got to be a Sauvignon or a Sancerre.
Yeah, I like the Pinot. I like the Pinot.
Yep, some Pinots are fine. Anything past a Pinot is just no. It's too sweet. I can't do it.
Merlots, I like
the drier the better.
A Merlot and a Prosecco. There you go.
Oh no.
What about Bucksfast?
Oh no.
I'm not red. Red
right,
wine.
well, what's interesting is I used to work the bars. I used to work the bars at some of the festivals in Ireland, and I used to work on the Prosecco bars. So afterwards, once Prosecco is opened, you can't just unopen it. At the end of the shift, we'd be going away with like 2 bottles of Prosecco, like half-full bottles of Prosecco. It was great.
Heaven.
Yep. Crafty, you used to work at the Marquee at one stage, didn't you? The festival.
I did for a few seasons. Yeah.
We did security there. We had a rule when it came to what was left over in the green room. I used to do a lot of the backstage security there. And our rule was if it's not tied down, it's coming home with us. The amount of foods that we used to get out of there was insane. Insane. It was so good.
So you can do that in the green room. You couldn't do that on the bar, though.
No, you couldn't do it on the bar, but the green room.
We got 2 pints because we were volunteers mostly. We got 2 pints or, a bottle of Prosecco.
Yeah,
I always chose the Prosecco.
I remember one night we were
doing...
Can I ask? 2 pints of Heineken.
Just incidentally, how old were you when you were doing this?
For me, between the ages of 18 and 22, I was working doing backstage security for a company. And I remember one year we had Bob Dylan. Was it Bob Dylan? Crafty, can you remember? Oh yeah, Mrs. Demon.
It was Bob
Dylan. So I could not tell you what Bob Dylan looks like, and I used to smoke at the time, and I was out the back of the marquee next to the green room, and I was about to light up a cigarette, and I could not find a lighter. And there was a guy who I thought was a roadie, and I turned around and I was like, "Oh, hey man, do you have a lighter by any chance?" He was like, "Yeah, sure." And we were used to seeing roadies all the time, and I just sat there shooting the shit with this guy, and he was like, "Should be a good crowd tonight." I was like, "Yeah, it's usually good fun, blah blah blah." And he went off, and I went my way, and my boss was like, "What were you doing talking to him?" I was like, "Oh, I just needed a lighter because I was going to have a cigarette." And he was like, "That's Bob Dylan." I was like, "Oh, is it?" I was like, "Oh,
That's
shit."
awesome.
I did not believe him.
Awesome.
I completely didn't believe him. And when we would finish backstage and the show would start, we would go into the pit. And I turned around and I was like, "Oh shit, that was the guy." Cool. Oh yeah. It was amazing. I've met some cool people like doing that. Like Tom Jones was an amazing person.
That's the Irish mentality. We don't really do the whole fanboy thing.
No, not at all.
Like we respect musicians, but we don't. Most of us.
Yeah. I like when we met Tom Jones. He was amazing. He has a guy that travels with him that has the exact same voice as him, and he sends that guy to do his sound check. He doesn't do his own sound checks. He comes in, goes on stage, no green room, straight on stage, and then he finishes and he leaves. And we were just like, "Oh, Tom, good show." He was like, "Oh, thanks." And then that's it. He's gone. He was amazing. Such a pro.
I love that. No, well, I know a few bands that I've done stuff for. Like the Coronas are good friends of mine. I don't know if you know much about the Coronas.
Yeah, they're awesome.
An Irish band. Yeah, the lead singer is the son of Mary Black. Brilliant Irish singer. So yeah, that was. I did 3 videos with them. I helped them out with 3 videos. That was fun.
Yeah, they are. They're really, really good. They're a good little band. But so have any of you guys?
So did you say there was a band called Coronas?
Yeah.
Is that? Yeah, are they anything like that band called Tamiflu? Have you seen them? They're quite good.
I've heard of them. I haven't actually heard their stuff.
Yeah,
someone to me about
they're similar to swine. They're similar to swine flu, but just not as hard.
Yeah, but you got to listen to Tamiflu within 2 days of getting the flu, or you just don't hear them anymore.
Oh god. Yeah. So have you guys have any of you guys been kind of watching the debates over the last few days? There was the one on modern day debates today, the G-Man one.
Not seen that one yet.
Oh,
don't waste your time.
I've been meaning to watch that.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So the debate was on is evolution racist?
Yeah. So I called out G-Man a few weeks ago because he said that Fight the Flat Earth and Team Skeptic were racist because they believed in evolution.
Oh dear.
So he came on with this thing saying that because Hitler used evolution to allow eugenics, etc., that it was racist. And one of the comments that somebody said was, well, in that case, if that's the way you believe it, then all mathematics is gay because Alan Turing was gay. It doesn't work that way. And so it was interesting, but Flat Earth Aussie Jesus and Fight the Flat Earth was a much more enjoyable stream. Really, really interesting stuff that came out there. That's the one
I just want to say that I really find sort of a lot of the debates that FTFE and Team Skeptic do really, really frustrating, and sort of I can feel my blood pressure flowing over. So I actually sort of need a filter, and so watching your summary of the debates that they have is actually much more healthy for me. That's how I actually came to your channel.
The amount of stress that I go through making those videos, it's like, because I have to listen to it all maybe 3 or 4 times. And so when I put those up and they got, for me, it's what would be, I guess, a modest amount of views, a couple of thousand all over. But and to see that people enjoyed getting a breakdown rather than having to watch the whole thing, it was good. But at the same time, I don't want to take traffic away from the channels that are putting the work into hosting those debates.
And that's part of the problem, isn't it? It's finding that balance. Catz, you did a debate recently. Who was it with? and it was just it was about evolution, I think, and it was just fucking brilliant.
Standing for truth.
Yeah, standing for truth. That was it.
I noticed the Marble Girl
if you
was
want
in
to
the
see a real
chat.
debate,
Oh, sorry.
if you want to see a real debate, that's it.
Well, Marble Girl has, she runs her debates really well. I don't think she doesn't want screaming and shouting and shit shows and arguments, So, I'm quite happy debating her, and standing for truth seems to be quite a polite guy as well. So it made for a good debate. I think it would have helped if he actually brought something to the table, because his whole argument tended to be, no, that's not true, and actually science does back up creation, and that was his argument without actually giving specific examples or anything. But it was good. I enjoyed the debate, and hopefully we're going to be doing another one. But ultimately, in that, he admitted that no matter what we said about genetics, and however genetics backed up the nested hierarchy and evolution, he would accept that, because in his idea, that's what creation would expect as well. So he didn't deny that genetics is proof for evolution. He just said anything in genetics would also be proof for creation. So it was an interesting angle he come from.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a Marvel Girl is in the chat there. A Marvel Girl is in the chat there, and she's going to go live after me. So, woohoo!
Big shout out to Marvel Girl.
Hey, Marvel Girl. Love ya.
Well, I think what was impressive about that debate was the fact nobody was shouting over each other. When it came to the back and forth, there was just such respect there that I haven't been seeing in many debates recently. And I used to, I was the chair for the Literary and Debating Society in university. So I was running debates. I set them up. I picked the topics. And we went to national championships and won twice. So I know how debates are supposed to be, but since coming out of college and coming out of that scene, I haven't really seen debates of that nature until that debate.
Well, a lot of the debates you see on are like ego battle.
You're breaking up there, Catz.
You're really breaking up, Catz. I can't hear you properly, mate.
Sorry, I forgot I was on Bluetooth headphones and I walked away from my phone.
Dumbass.
See, this is the problem with living in the cave.
I'll go back and get my phone. Yeah, a lot of the debates, I think, in my view anyway, when you see them with flat earthers, because flat earthers have literally nothing they can bring to the table of any substance, they have to get triggered and they have to bring the debates into like a mess and a dumpster fire, But I think when you're talking about other subjects, that's not necessarily going to be the case. And I think, certainly it's opened my eyes, that you get away from flat earth and you can have sensible, mature debates, which is what I'm after.
Yeah. I mean, like, you're going to trigger me if you keep calling them flat earthers. They're globe denying fucktards.
Well, there is that as well. Yeah.
One of the first things I seen when I entered, like, Catz was, for anyone that's been living on a rock and hasn't heard me speaking about this, Catz was the first content creator I came across, which introduced me to the whole debunk scene. But it was Jutmonk. If you watch my videos after my first video, I was watching the Silly Shills. Anyone that hasn't subscribed to the iNetwork, come over. It's fun. It's great. But the first stream I seen him on, he was making the case that we shouldn't be calling them flat earthers because there is no such thing as a flat earth. We should be calling them globe deniers. And I kind of ran with that.
Yeah, I just can't use the term flat earther. It's just like, no, it's like giving them something. No, you're not a flat earther, mate. You're deluded.
Yeah,
but language is important. Language is important.
Some of them are calling themselves globe deniers now because that's what they're doing. They're not flat earthers, and they know they're not flat earthers because there's no evidence for it. But if you say you're a globe denier, that's actually a more honest approach because all they're doing is denying it's a globe. They're not offering any evidence to the contrary. They're just saying, no, we don't know what it is, but we know it's not a globe.
Yeah.
And they've got that wrong.
Well, of course they have, but it is dare I say, almost a slightly more honest approach. Because if somebody says I'm a flat earther, you say, all right, where's your evidence? And of course they can't.
Yeah.
They don't have any. But if they say they're a globe denier, well, that's actually more honest of them. They're just denying it's a globe.
I actually disagree. I think it's less honest of them, because the whole principle of scientific debate is that you try and make your case by laying out the evidence that you have.
Oh yeah.
If you just say you're a denier and you don't actually have a model that you can compare against reality, then that isn't scientific in any sense whatsoever.
No.
So I kind of think that they're abusing the concept of scientific discourse in that sense.
But they have to, don't they?
Well, yes, they have to, but we shouldn't. That's not really, yes, that's their excuse, but we don't need to indulge them as they do that.
No.
I have to say, also, the Catz actually
I think
did
Catz
a really.
has come out of his cave.
Sound like it, yeah.
And a wind tunnel, I think.
I hear wind.
Have you come out of your cave, Catz?
Pardon you.
No, I'm just sat in my back garden, but the wind just picked up a little bit. I'll knock my microphone off, so I'm not. You can't hear it.
That's better.
But Catz did a really good job of being polite against his debate opponent, and because I found that actually quite frustrating, because the debate opponent actually didn't actually defend his case at all. He just said, "Oh well, anything that Catz presents agrees with creationism. We can adjust creationism to agree with any evidence he produces," and that seems to me to be an essentially dishonest position. If you can't.
Well, just, sorry to cut across you there, because Steam and Cover Reason is in Vietnam, so it's getting very, very late for him. So I just want him to get in on this and basically say goodbye to the chat and give a wrap up. So, yeah, the floor is yours, mate.
Yeah, I've got an early class in the morning, so I'm going to have to duck out. But as far as the whole debate, I simply won't do debates. I just will not do them because I don't see the point in it.
No.
To me, a debate is something where two people discuss something, and if you can bring evidence to support your position that's stronger than the other side should be prepared to adjust their thinking and accept that and move forward. Flat earthers, or globe deniers. Sorry, Judd.
Thank you. Thank you.
These ignorant fucktards have no interest in learning or changing or doing anything of the sort. They just want to come on and spout their crap, just fill the airwaves with nothing but nuh-uh, nuh-uh, nuh-uh. There's just no dealing with them. And when you bring solid evidence and all you get for it is nuh-uh, what's the point?
Well,
that's all it is denial. They just deny everything you present them.
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah.
I do want to give a shout out.
Let him finish, guys.
Yeah. So that's my point, and that was my
just let him finish.
That was my biggest problem with the debate between Tony and Mind of God. Mind of God was so unbelievably unaccepting of any kind of evidence. It was all just nuh-uh, nuh-uh. And that really infuriated me. That's it. That's all I've got. So thank you very much. Thank you so much.
And real quick, sorry, just before you go, Stephen Comfort Reason, you are looking at bringing back your mega mirrors. Can you just briefly tell people what that's about?
The mega mirror was an idea I came up with last year where rather than just mirroring other people's videos on my channel, I actually wanted to showcase new creators, show 2 or 3 of their videos and do a kind of a pre-assembled interview style. And It was really popular. It kind of fell by the wayside for a while because of the lack of new creators, but I'm looking to revive that now. And my first guest when that happens will be our lovely CGI, our cute goat herding Irish lass, Miss Crafty Gila. So
well, you've hooked me
I'm
right
hoping
there.
to bring that back soon. So
I am
anyways,
very, very excited. And guys, if
Yeah.
you haven't checked out Steaming Cup of Reason, please go to his channel. It is absolutely ridiculously good.
Yeah, I mean,
Do you know, I have
something-
so much respect for what you've done. I
Thank
love
you.
it.
I appreciate it.
Even the earlier stuff, your first videos, man, I fucking loved it, and you sort of moved away from that. But like, yeah, man, you've got the minerals to call them dumb as fuck, and I like.
Oh
that.
yeah, oh yeah. I have no
And
problem.
the link
doing
Amongst
here, the
other
link is in the
things.
chat there, so check them out. Check them out.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here tonight, Crafty. And I look forward to your 1,000 sub special next week. Hopefully, I'll be able to join in on that as well.
Bye, Steaming.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, Steven.
See you later, my good friend.
Good night, Jeff.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye. A pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure meeting you as well. Take care, Judd.
See you later, mate.
So I think Irish Demon wanted to hop off too because it's
Yeah.
it's
Afraid I do. It's getting a little bit late here, and I've got to go feed Mrs. Demon and baby puppy demons because I've been on here for so long right now. So yeah, I just passed the 1,000 mark last night, so that's awesome, big milestone. And you know, thank you to everybody out there that's supported me over the last few months. But yeah, I'm going to continue to do a lot of the breakdowns and stuff like that. Really looking forward to it and you know, see what kind of comes. Now I'm getting into more of the live stream stuff, so that's going to be a lot of fun and hopefully have a few kind of maybe not so civil debates on my channel. I think maybe it won't end up overly nice, but you know, I'll try my best. I'll try to be nice. That's the plan. But so yeah, guys, thank you so much again, Anthony. Well done the other night. I really enjoyed that. I think you did an amazing job. And just everybody, Jupmonk had a great laugh with you the other night as well, and Crafty did great. And I'm going to check out the other channels that I might not have gotten around to just yet. Yeah, so guys, thank you so much. Conspiracy Cats, always enjoy your stuff, and one of the people that kind of got me into this, so really appreciate it. And yeah, so it's been a lot of fun, guys. And I look forward to the 1,000 special, and that's going to be great.
Yeah, man.
See you later, man.
Congrats, man.
Bye,
Congrats.
Demon.
Bye.
You take care, Demon. We'll catch up soon.
See you later.
See you later, buddy.
Bye.
Take care.
Catch you later, my man.
So Tati, can you tell us what we're seeing here on the feed?
At this point in time, we're looking from the ISS into the hatch of the Dragon capsule thing. So we're just waiting on the hatch opening.
Oh, that is exciting.
Yep.
They're doing their last
know.
preparations before stepping foot on the ISS.
But if
Do you know what?
yeah, sort of-
It's
Go on, Debunking.
absolutely fucking amazing what mankind has achieved. That we're doing this. You know, it's awesome. It's awesome. And why people want to deny it and not get on board on some of mankind's greatest achievements that are happening over and over again. It's only going to get better. I mean, fuck. I wish I could be born again in 100 years' time just to see where we're at.
Yep.
Well, you are a
But just
monkey. You
look
might
at this
be.
guy's shirt. Like, you know, if you're claiming that this is fake, just look at his shirt. The way the fabric is deformed there, it just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we feel sorry for people that are denying it, that they're not enjoying this wonderful experience, or
Almost.
Yeah.
I almost feel
I feel sorry for them that they can't appreciate what we're watching. I really do.
We'll bring it back up when we get the internal feed
I
again.
wanted to actually make a point, sort of the what Steaming Cup of Reason was saying just before he left. Is largely true, but but it makes the honesty of, say, Seek's Truth speak truth, all the more remarkable from my point of view. Like, here was somebody who was caught in the spiral, in the negative spiral of the flat Earth fiction, but had the integrity to actually honestly look at his own belief system, and I think that shows an incredible strength of character. So while it's very easy to sort of castigate all flat earthers as being the same, I kind of think that he deserves a special shout out for his willingness, and I hope that there are more flat earthers who are willing to follow him along that path.
Yeah,
definitely. And the fact that he stuck around.
Right, hold on. Pip, you wanted to say something there.
Oh no, I thought, did you not hear me?
Okay.
I was just saying that should we feel sad for people that are denying all this great stuff that's happening?
Well, it's their loss.
I know, but I'd still feel sad for them.
Yeah, well, but then that's their kind of that's what they want to do. And if they want to just deny all this stuff and just say it's not happening, then they're missing out. Really, you know, that's their fucking problem. And all I say to them people is, fuck them.
Hang on. So,
mankind will move along without them.
I think in a way they just don't comprehend. And so because they can't comprehend, it's just like, not all, but some. You can tell they don't comprehend at all. So they have to throw up all of these, well, no, this is going on, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't make sense because they don't get it. They don't understand it. But they refuse to listen to those who try and explain it to them as well. You know?
Yeah, but...
And that's the sad part. You try and educate and they look at you and go, no. Yeah. Go ahead, Jack.
Yeah, well, but that's the thing, isn't it? They just will just deny it all anyway. And you say like some of them don't understand. Sometimes I don't think it's that they even understand or they don't understand. They just get sucked into this cult or whatever you want to call it, and like it's almost like they're just blind anyway. So it's not even about admitting it or denying or not understanding it. They're just like to be a part of this group. Yeah, but they like to be a part of this group as well. Like they're special, you know, like they know something we don't.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, sometimes the emotional need for that degree of validation outweighs your rational mind, and we need to be cautious about sort of being too harsh in our judgment, because sometimes these people, are just so emotionally needy that the belonging to this group provides them the validation that they crave. Particularly since they probably don't have the intellectual and educational accomplishments that might sort of prop up their egos in modern society. Apart from this, but they've got this narrative where they actually have a greater insight than the rest of us, and they're actually the brave pioneers standing up against some form of tyranny. That narrative has an appeal to it.
You're right. I think ultimately the victims, aren't they? The victims of their own sort of frame of mind and a YouTube algorithm that's...
No, I said that I thought we were having somebody drop out of our panel, which we're not. It's just kind of stepping back for a little bit. She's still going to be present with it. And she DM'd me and she's like, not mad, just confused. And apparently what's going on with her and another guy. Oh, I'm so... I apologize, guys. I thought I muted. My fault.
You're all right. Go on, Catz. What were you
saying? It's very
saying?
windy with someone.
It's Catz.
So, Catz, what were you saying?
Without exercising and social distancing.
I'll knock my microphone off in a minute so you can't hear the wind. But essentially, I just think that they're victims of their own sort of obviously emotional place, or the need for some sort of, how can I put it?
Validation.
There you go. Thank you very much. Yeah, the victim of that, and it's been supported by a YouTube algorithm that's pushed them down certain rabbit holes, and that's it. Makes them feel. It makes them feel special. It makes them feel part of a group, and you can't blame them in a way for wanting to stick to that, especially when it's such hard work to actually look away from it and actually learn. What is the second law of thermodynamics?
I mean, you've been doing this pretty much longer than any of us. So how is it? How do you find, Catz, that you find the material or the will really to keep going, pretty much saying the same thing over and over and over? How do you manage to kind of orientate your thoughts and make it new and make it educational as well?
Well, I don't. I mean, I put a post out a while ago that the Baldy Cats channel won't do any more flat Earth stuff because of that. And then on Conspiracy Cats, anyone who subscribes to me knows I only release maybe 2 videos a month anyway. Yeah. So I'm not doing it relentlessly. I'll do it, and then it'll take me a week and a half before I'm interested in doing it again because I'm that fed up with it. So yeah. That's
and for anyone that doesn't realize, the Baldy Cats channel, I'm going to shill it out, and I don't care. The Baldy Cats channel now has membership, and you have a new Reddit forum. So anyone that hasn't signed up to Catz, I'm very excited to be one of his first members.
I have to
You've got a
say,
new subreddit.
Could someone teach me how to use Reddit? I have not got a clue.
I've been singing this guy's praises on Reddit for ages.
I went into it once. I went,
so
there is a Baldy Cat subreddit now, yeah.
Yeah, Catz kicked me off his Patreon, I have to say. Like, he refused to accept my money on Patreon because he didn't feel he was providing me with value for money. But now I have memberships, so now I have channel memberships, so I can support what he does and feel good about it, which was all I was trying to do in the first place. But yeah.
Because
he's too ethical. He's just too ethical. That's the problem.
Do you find, and this is a question to all of you, because it is a difficult thing to come to terms with, that the entertainment that we provide, the work that we do, and let's face it, content creators, we do put in a hell of a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of energy, and we don't even realize it, and partly because it's so much fun. And we enjoy what we do. Do you find it's kind of like the imposter syndrome, that if you ask for financial help, you're kind of stealing from people, Catz? Yes. Because I know you particularly had an issue with this, and I'm very, very thankful that you did initiate membership on the Baldy Cats channel.
Oh, what a question! I mean, for me, YouTube, the videos on YouTube are free, and advertisers might pay you to put adverts on them if they want to, and that's great. Anything else, or just on a personal level, I'd want to be offering something back. And at least with the memberships, I can do a membership stream once a month, and I can do like a blooper video, maybe little pre-releases, stuff like that. At least I can maybe offer something for like $1.99, and I feel that might be value for money. But I think any more than that, and I'd be struggling justifying it personally.
Yeah, I agree. It took a lot of persuading for me to even start a Patreon. I thought, oh, no. I don't want to ask people for money. But you should. No.
I was the same way. I was like, should I, shouldn't I? And I ended up starting a Patreon when I hit like 300 subs. I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to do it. And, and if people want to do it, they can do it. It's their choice,
Yeah, that's true.
That's exactly right. You are positively impacting the lives of 300 people, and if they want to pay some money, I mean, there's plenty of times where we have to pay for stuff that we actually couldn't give a rat's ass about.
Yeah.
But we have the option on YouTube on the internet, on YouTube and on Patreon, of being very specific about what we pay for, and we're making the judgment of which content creators are worthy of our support, our material support. and I kind of think that needs to be respected to some level.
Right. So here's how I feel about it. Think about it like a music album. Once you put out a song, or once you put out an album as a big artist, that song or that album that clicks with people no longer really belongs to you. It belongs to the public. And again, they will decide whether or not they're going to pay for the music that you create and the time and the energy that you put into doing it. But I do think there's a certain special relationship between content creator and audience. And so the content creator side of things, we give people something to focus on, we give people some entertainment. But Catz, for you give out a lot of information. You help people like myself who maybe didn't finish school and then went back to university, or even didn't go to university. You give us the tools. Fight the Flat Earth, Team Skeptic, Red. You give us the tools to actually have these conversations in our ordinary lives, and make us more secure when we're talking about this stuff. So for me, that is worth more than once a month having a live stream, or a few little emojis. For me, the quality of content is what we get, and what we give is 1 or 2 quid if we can afford it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I have to say, I agree entirely, except I'm coming at it from a different perspective. I kind of think, Catz's most recent video, where he turned it into basically a toilet humor joke about quantum eraser going to the toilet. I don't know. That just cracked me up. That was so funny.
That was funny.
That is stuff that I will pay for. and that makes me sound like a child, and I am unrepentant. I don't care.
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh dear. Oh dear me. Well, that I think that does sum up Quantum Eraser's argument in total, though, doesn't it? It is just,
yes, it does.
Quantum Eraser's total argument is crap.
Yes, that is part of the beauty of it. Yeah.
What was it? And Blue is in the chat. I was just about to mention you, Blue Marble Science, because Blue Marble Science and Bob the Science Guy, they have a way of saying QE that I absolutely love. It's questionable education.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love that term.
I have to say, I do want to say something quite serious now, and I'm sorry but Blue Marble Science and Conspiracy Catz are 2 of the most talented science communicators I have ever come across in my entire life.
Yep.
They have an ability to crystallize what it's important to know about a topic, and distill it down to its essence, without making it tedious or boring, in the fashion that I would, for instance. 2 of the greatest science communicators I think I have ever had the pleasure of encountering. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, thanks. Well, I agree. Blue Marble Science, definitely. I'm a big fan of Blue Marbles. I can't actually see the chat because I'm not on YouTube, so I'm just on the meet. So I didn't realise he was in the chat, but he did a great job. I just want to thank him for that. He turned the clip around in record time to allow me to get that video out. So Blue, if you're still in the chat, thank you very much.
Well, Blue is the voice of God on YouTube, so
And
Blue, if you want to hop in, I've sent you the link on Discord. If you want to hop in, you're always welcome on my live streams. So he is in the chat, and I'm grateful that he's in the chat.
Yeah, I'll listen to that voice any day as well.
Yeah, there's just the I'm assured that it's a Tennessee accent, but just hearing that, discussing science with such authority and assurance is in and of itself somehow comforting. It creates the impression that this should be something that everybody should be able to wrap their minds around.
But I think what both of these guys get right, what both Blue and Catz get right, and why I think they're so good, is they get the humour right as well.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
I think both, particularly Catz. I mean, I've been a fan of yours since the first one I watched, because your sense of humour is absolutely spot on. But so's Blue's. Blue's is a slightly different sense of humour, but it works equally well. And I think there's some very good content creators out there who, if they just had a little bit more, how shall I put it, life, emotion, humour, something in their videos, they would work so much better. But
we can't really talk about humour without talking about the best content creator when it comes to humour in the scene at the moment. Pip, you just put in the chat that you just say silly stories. You do fucking much more than that.
No, that's why I was going on about the Patreon. I just read stupid stories.
Come here. We are in lockdown. We are in total lockdown. Some of us.
Yeah.
We need those stories. You've no idea how much we need those stories.
Yeah.
Now more than ever. So I just wanted to point that out. Those stories for some of us are so bloody important right now, that it's probably the only real belly laughs that we get at the moment.
Oh, that's nice to hear. Thanks for saying that.
Everything's so bloody depressing at the moment that we all need a damn good laugh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not all you do, is it?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've seen you pretty much every day on the Aussie Perspective, which people should check out as well.
Yes.
I've seen you on the quiz. I've seen you on the poker nights. So it's not all you do.
Yeah, but I can't talk about kind of sciencey stuff and things I don't know. So I don't talk about it. Unlike some people. I don't know something, I won't talk about it.
Yeah, but like talking about, like when you say about talking about science, you don't need to talk about science or use science to debunk half the shit we come across. I mean, no. I always, when I used to do debates, which I can't be asked anymore because, like, as we say, you just get nat at. You know, I mean, no, honestly, the sun sets, mate. You can see it's going. You know, you can see it's cut in half by the ground you're standing on. So clearly, it's not above your head, nat at. Well, can't you see it? You know. So I when I used to go into debates, I always used to not try and use science because I'm not a fucking scientist, but use really simple shit that anyone can see. You know, and then
use
a few simple observations and a mind that works, and there you are. Simple.
True.
Yeah, I use visuals and I don't use science either because I don't, I'll look things up to little things here and there to educate. And then I'll go, Google is a good research tool to kind of like hint to those that, you know what I mean? But to show I can do it too,
You've got the world literally at your fingertips.
You do.
It's amazing what you can't find out on Google. It's there.
Yeah.
But you have to go to you have to go to the right site. You can't just go bring up Wikipedia and that's it. Yeah. You've got to kind of go to the right sites to do it. And that's what I try and do.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I'm going to research something, I will research it on, just to make sure. I will look at 2 or 3 different websites just to really confirm that what I'm looking at is right. Because like you say, Wikipedia, anyone can just fucking add to that, can't they? And whatnot.
I got some lovely hairs this morning when I was looking for graphics and things for the next upload I'm going to do. And I can't say the words or anything. But it's the things you find on the internet.
Yes, you do have to be careful.
That's that history wipe quick.
Yeah.
That's what incognito's for.
That's right. That's right.
More I didn't know about.
We have a new guest. We have Big Blue. How are you, my friend?
Good morning. How are you guys?
Morning, Blue.
Good morning, guys.
Oh, that's it. That's
Good
it. Now
morning,
the
Blue.
blues on. I'm going to put my feet up and doze off and listen to his wonderful voice Sunday afternoon.
There you go. Listen
No
to that
pressure.
voice and go to sleep.
He is almost like Sir David Attenborough. That is the legend that you are, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hey, he's that
With a voice, I mean.
Very
Yeah,
good
now
company.
I'm blushing. Now I'm blushing. Okay.
Do you know how David Attenborough became famous?
Nope.
No.
He was the director on Snooker.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yes.
Yep,
Oh,
and
TV picture.
apparently, in the early days of color television, snooker was one of the few sports that actually benefited from having color. So actually, David Attenborough was sort of the director on a lot of the early snooker programs, and that's how he became famous.
So, I mean,
I didn't know
I'm
that.
just trying to work out the transition from snooker to tigers or monkeys.
Well,
giants.
actually, people became interested in the stuff that he was interested in, and it turned out that he was interested in wildlife. So, when they gave him sort of discretion of what he wanted to film, he said, "Well, actually, I'd like to do wildlife documentaries." But sort of the day job that actually established him at the BBC was snooker, and of course he's, I think, the brother of Richard Attenborough.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Wow.
Blue, I am delighted that you're on, sir. How has your morning been, and how is the experiment coming?
Oh, the morning's been pretty good. I think I got a little bit of I don't know if it's allergies or coming down with a cold or something. So I'm not feeling terrifically well, but getting by, I suppose. The experiment. Oh yeah. Well, it's tedious. Let me put it that way.
Things are happening on the thingy, by the way, if anybody wants to check it out. The hatch things are open. Sorry, Blue.
Yeah, it's on the screen there.
Huh? What?
Sorry, the hatch is open.
He's about to join the ISS, about to open the hatch.
Oh, we
It's
should
on the
watch
Shills
that.
video feed there. If you want to watch
down
it.
in the. It's down
The
in
down
the
right hand
corner
corner. There we go.
You can see the dragon now. You can see it.
Well, that's amazing stuff, isn't it?
Isn't it?
I love it.
It
I
is.
love it.
Been watching
It's
it all
And we have to
incredible.
watch 10 minutes.
That's what I don't understand when people just deny all this fucking amazing achievements.
Yeah, and then we have videos that are like an hour long where you see a continuous shot, no breaks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the astronauts going in and out of the rooms.
Oh yeah.
Supposedly there are harnesses. You get one astronaut over another as he goes. Like, hello, how can you do that on harnesses? Seriously.
Well, exactly. And they're going about using that fucking vomit comet and all that, and it's like what you get about 15 seconds of weightlessness in that, isn't it?
Yeah, you get
Or
like
something
20
like that. I'm not
seconds
so
of
sure.
actual
20
weightlessness.
seconds.
And then
Exactly.
on the either end, it's like double gravity.
Yep.
On either end.
I just want really quickly. I just want to welcome Alan Evans to the chat as well. How are you, sir?
What are you like?
Alan.
Very good, thank you.
Hey, Alan.
Alan.
So
Alan.
someone said in the chat, I have all stars on my streams. Yeah, I definitely do. I'm very, very lucky for all the content creators that want to come on. So, Alan, tell us what you're up to.
I'm still struggling to finish the video that I should have put out last Tuesday.
Oh, you got that done yet?
No. Somebody convinced me that I should give up on using Adobe Premiere and go to DaVinci Resolve. I'm now struggling with DaVinci Resolve because it doesn't like my computer very much.
Oh, that was at their Stingray, wasn't it?
That was that their Stingray, that was.
Yeah. Stingray. He knows.
But I did manage to get a crafty little time lapse out earlier today, so that was good.
Yep.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Oh, yeah. Thought I'd better come and say hello.
Oh yeah.
I'm just watching. I'm watching that capsule there, and you know,
waiting opening.
In the chat, they're saying that it might be frozen.
Oh, it might be frozen.
Well, on the website, it's showing you outside of the Dragon attached to the ISS right now.
Is that the SpaceX feed or the NASA feed?
I'm on the SpaceX feed.
Yeah, I'm on the SpaceX.
I don't know what Tati's showing.
This is an NASA feed.
Well, go on the SpaceX one. It's better.
Yeah, I'm on Space Official, and they're showing the outside of the Dragon of the capsule as well.
Yeah, but the SpaceX feed. The problem is, I might come up with against more copyright than being on NASA.
I took still photos of the test one without a crew.
Yep.
Whenever that was, a year and a half ago or whatever. And
still photos aren't gonna.
And they haven't bothered. You're fine. Nobody's.
Someone actually had a thing there, a meme, with the equipment that they had in the 1960s and 70s inside these rockets, and then equipment that they had. I don't know. I think it was the 90s or something. And then
I've got that photo somewhere. It's
have
the
you?
breach. It
is fantastic.
Because I found it in my Twitter feed yesterday, and it's like the control panel of Apollo 8, the control panel of the shuttle, and then the control panel this thing, and they are just.
So apparently we still have an hour to go until hatch is opening. So we're gonna stick around now for the next half an hour or so, and then we'll get out of here, and people can go away, get a cup of tea, and then we can watch the live feed. People can watch the live feed themselves.
Crap! What
I've got people saying, "Where's my dinner?" Oh,
bloody cook it himself.
Kill the tatties.
I want to take the opportunity to say hello to Blue Marble Science. I have to say that Blue Marble Science and Conspiracy Cats are inspirations to me as far as science communication is concerned. So it's a pleasure to meet you. Again,
it's a pleasure to meet you too. Yeah, we have spoken before, I think, Anthony.
Yep, that's right. We spoke on Mr. Sensible's live stream at one stage.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yep.
I'm glad to be here. Glad to be alive.
And see, here's the thing, because people keep asking me how I get people onto the live stream. You ask them, and you ask them nicely. That's mainly the thing, because there's so many content creators, and this is the thing that I'm finding. There's so many content creators that are just genuinely loving being around other content creators and around other people in the community. So I just ask very, very nicely, and this happens.
I tell you what, though, over the past, let's say, 6 months, it's exploded with content creators, and there's so many new, fresh angles and fresh approaches to it. It's brilliant.
Catz, hang on, Catz, you said you have to go very soon, so I'm going to let you have a little sum up and say what you want to say.
Well, I didn't mean that soon. I meant about half an hour. If you want
soon is kind of a relative term.
If you try to get short of me, I'll
get the hell out of here.
It also gives people a chance. It also gives people a chance to ask their last questions, and that might take another 15-20 minutes. Hopefully.
No, good point. Well, we're gonna sit the barbecue on about 5. It's not soft when we get sun. Like where we are, a bit north of Manchester, it's always raining, so I'm going to make most of it in about half an hour and get the barbecue on. But that's all I was saying.
Hey, we want to stop. Catz, come on.
I wanted to.
Live up here.
It's down here.
I wanted to take the opportunity to thank Catz for what he did for me. I picked up about 500 subs, Catz. It was great.
You and me both.
Oh, mate, your video was. I was just saying before you come on that you turned that around in super quick time. I appreciate you, doing that. I thought it was a great clip, really good summary. And what I really like about it, the very, very end shot where you overlay, the full platform to show that the horizon is definitely in front of that first one. That's it. That it was just beautiful.
Yeah, the minute you show those guys that, it's like the cockroaches on the kitchen floor when you flip the light switch on.
Yeah.
Scatter.
They will scatter in a heartbeat. They can't answer that question. They don't know what to do with it.
It's really striking, isn't it? But like the dishonesty of them gets me. Like somebody takes one photograph and suddenly that is it. You know, for all the arguments that you can't believe any photograph from space, you can't believe anything that scientists are telling you, you can't believe anything anybody tells you, but this one photograph that some guy off the internet took on one day is enough proof to. It's just ridiculous.
That stupid black swan. Oh my God, they latched onto that.
Yes.
All they have to do is say, look at this black swan. And if you say that enough times, they all say, oh, yeah, that's a black swan. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's a damn three-toed sloth. It's not a black swan.
Exactly.
That's right. The first time I encountered that was actually in Phuket Words feed. I entered onto Phuket Words feed, and I was starting to present my favourite argument, which is about seismic travel times across Antarctica. And somebody said, "Well, you seem to really know what you're talking about. What do you know about this black swan argument?" And I said, "I don't know what you're talking about." And they said that they showed that photo, and I said, "Well, I have to, before I say anything, I'm going to say I'm not an expert in the interpretation of photographic evidence. So filter whatever I have to say through that lens. But it's pretty obvious that that's heavily refracted. You can just look at the color of the water to see, like the light blue water that is associated with shallow depths is actually near the horizon. Because that's the change in angle between the sun and the water. As it goes further out, the deeper water seems to be closer to the shore. And you're just going, so for me, that looks like a heavily refracted image.
And just the way the platforms are warped. Yeah,
but again, you don't want to listen to me. I'm a geophysicist. You want to listen to somebody whose expertise is the interpretation of photographic evidence.
Yeah.
And it was at that point that I got banned by Phuket Words, so I don't know how the rest of the
not a surprise there.
I don't know how the rest of the conversation was going to go.
Wow.
There is something else I'll say about that photo. The one that the one they keep putting up on it has also been heavily processed because you can see they've cranked the contrast way up.
Yeah.
Well, that may be automatic inside the camera itself. You're never really certain about what they've done manually and what the camera has done automatically for them.
Alan is the expert, by the way. He knows his camera.
Actually,
I don't think I could set a camera up to give that much contrast in camera.
Okay. Well, I will defer to your expertise.
Let me say that if you go back to the original video that frame is taken from, and yes, it has been heavily processed from the original, and so that's the reason I love showing the original, the actual video. Mm-hmm. Then you can see even more about how distorted that stuff is, and it moves around. You look at that flare pipe that's on the left side of the far platform, and it believe me, that thing does not bend like that in reality.
I hope not.
Do you know what, right? I mean, obviously, if the Earth was flat, which it fucking well isn't, our lad. I mean, how big would this ice wall be on the edge of the Earth, right? I mean, it would be fucking. I think I may have heard somewhere it would be like 70,000 miles. I mean, that's just something I plucked. I've heard and rings a bell. But like now, we present them with fucking millions of photos. I mean, how many pictures of the fucking planet do we have? I mean, we couldn't possibly count them. And not to mention the actual whole shots of the Earth taken by fucking Apollo astronauts of the entire fucking globe, before CGI, right? So this is my point.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we have all these photos, right? Now we got this massive fucking ice wall with the edge of the earth, right? Or the world, or the fucking wonderful plane of existence, or whatever the fuck they call it. Now, why is there no photos anywhere of the edge of the earth? I mean, how many fucking armed penguins does it take to fucking patrol all that? Surely there must be a gap somewhere. I mean, if I was really looking for the edge of the earth, I'd fucking find it. Well, I wouldn't, because it ain't there, but you know what I mean?
I have to say, I'm just going to throw this out there. Have you ever seen the inside of a penguin's mouth?
No.
No, not lately.
Try Googling for images of the inside of a penguin's mouth, because it is one of the most terrifying things you will ever see.
I can't do that.
It is absolutely mind-blowing just how scary penguins are.
Tony, I'm Googling.
Try Googling that. That's a. It's a.
I can imagine everybody now.
Awake at night.
I can imagine everybody now is Googling images of the inside of a penguin's fucking mouth.
Holy.
But, you know, I mean, as scary as the insides of their mouths are.
I love it.
I'm not going to say what it looks like.
I was lying, was I? No.
Oh, that's funny.
Harper's
reaction is so funny.
But once they open their beaks, they are scary, scary critters.
See, I'm not. See, for me, it's not. It's not really the when they open their mouths. It's when they point them fucking Kalashnikovs at me.
Yeah,
then I'm out of there.
In fairness,
I'm scurrying back.
Hang on for a sec. Chat, you were warned. I did say this was a random hangout.
Oh, yeah.
Anything could be said.
Catz knows it's always going to be carnage when I'm about.
I'm going to post a link to a picture of that.
God, that was horrendous.
So, Catz, have you ever seen the inside of a penguin's mouth?
I have now, and I'll be honest, it's quite erotic, isn't it?
I'm not going to think what the hell it looks like.
Erotic!
You actually went and Googled it, did you?
I did. I said, yeah, that's incredible.
Hey, I would like to echo ex-Penguin 95's comment in the side chat, in that as a former fairy penguin, have you been talking to my dentist?
Yeah, and when you stop to think about it, obviously they have to catch fish that are moving at high speed through the water. So the design of their beaks, makes some sense retrospectively. But I have to say, I wasn't expecting that when I saw my first still images of what the inside of a penguin's mouth looks like.
You weren't prepared for that.
No, I wasn't. I was not prepared for that. I was in Kenthoven territory, I freely admit.
I tell you now, I love that. I was not prepared for that. The remix, whoever did that remix was absolute genius.
It's Catz.
Yeah, that was cute.
Catz,
Conspiracy Catz done that.
Catz.
Did that remix, Catz?
Yeah,
I didn't know what it was done for you. I didn't know if it was done for you.
Well, I've done two versions, but there was another channel that turned it into like a full 3-minute song, and that was another channel. Hello?
Yeah. So that was a different channel.
We can hear you.
I thought it was Girls Bike at
it was
first,
so good.
and then I realized
No,
it was
I need
Catz.
to.
Yeah, it was Catz that did it. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I need to shout that guy out, whoever it was, because I have left a comment on his video. But I think he's only got 2 videos on his channel. That's one of it. But Kent Hovind actually talked about it, like that remix that a guy did. So yeah.
Oh, God.
Well, that is phenomenally ugly.
Yeah.
Isn't it just?
Lou, did you just Google it as well?
Yeah. I'll regret that for the rest of the day.
I'm not Googling it because I can hear from your reactions how bad it is. So, of course, I have an imagination
Don't
that's
go
just
there.
as bad, probably.
Those damn things don't need guns, I promise you.
Well,
yeah.
1 minute debunk has put penguins are hard to defeat due to their large and painful beaks. Can't punch them because it's like they're pecking you in the fist at punching speed.
And I don't know why, but I'm with the penguin's teeth. I'm picturing the alien with the mouth that comes out of the mouth.
Yeah, from yeah.
That's what I'm picturing right now.
The
Looks a little
xenomorph.
like that. Yeah.
Right, that's it. I'm looking at fucking beaks now.
Look at my
What has this hangout become?
Random.
Educational.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, random and educational.
There you go.
Yep, and all that jazz.
Railroaded by the most random. I love random stuff though.
Yeah, funny. I enjoyed that.
So it's always educational.
That's it.
You're going to learn something new.
Yeah, now we know what the inside of a penguin's mouth looks like. And Blue will never ever forget it. Good
Poor
stuff.
Blue. I'm sorry. Comes on to
I have to say-
comes on to my live. This is what I'll be known for now.
You broke Blue. Uh-oh.
I didn't break Blue. You broke Blue. I don't know.
Oh, dear me.
I'm not broken, but I'm a little bit. That's for sure.
Yeah. So the group that I work
So we have the live feedback up from
Yeah, but it's still not the same as I've got. It's looking at the guys in the capsule on the SpaceX.
Yeah, that seems.
Can we see the harnesses yet?
That's it. That's a good 5 minutes.
Settled in the hardline connection between International Space Station and Dragon. You can see from the inside of Dragon, between International Space Station and Dragon. You can see from the inside of Dragon now, the crew doffed or took off their suits, just getting a few things packed up before they eventually open up the hatch after that pressurization is equalized between Space Station and Dragon.
Well, that shouldn't take them long.
It's just to me.
That's pressure equalization. That's what they're doing right now.
Yeah, but they should get the same pressure already, shouldn't they?
About another 40 minutes.
Could I just point something out? Like now we're looking at like this. We're looking at this this video now, and all the money, all that fucking money that NASA gets daily, you know, from taxpayers. That fucking CGI is shit. Disney's better.
Yeah, well, that's.
Where are they wasting their money if they're not putting it into fucking CGI?
Yeah.
that was the point of at least one flat earther, was that it looked fairly cheap to them. They'd expect to see much higher production quality, given the amount of funding that that NASA get. And I have to say, like, it's just a refusal to admit that other people can be good at stuff. I have a PhD. It took me, 21, 22 years to achieve that. But I admire the level of expertise that Conspiracy Catz has with genetic, with the genetic arguments, ERVs and that sort of thing, that I don't really understand, that I don't really know. I admire Blue Mumble Science's familiarity with the principles of flight, or any of the other practical scientific things that he does. I still think that his butane illustration of how entropy doesn't overwhelm gravity is incredibly succinct. It's my favorite piece of debunking that I've seen. I admire other people's expertise in fields of knowledge that I don't have, because I don't believe that even having a PhD, I am the master of science, that I know all science. That's not the case. Other people have knowledge that is valuable, and Keeler's knowledge of sociological impacts and the psychological lures of conspiracy theories. I admire that as well. And flat earthers just don't seem capable of admitting that anybody knows anything more than they do. I finished my rant in case.
Okay, got it.
Yay!
Flat earthers really don't like
No,
other people.
I agree with pretty much everything you said, and the fact that.
Sorry, I
the fact that
think
we
there's a bit of
have
lag
such
on
a
my end.
diversity, even on this
there's lag.
stream, is just amazing.
Go, Catz.
Sorry, it's my fault. I'm speaking over people, but it's lag. I apologise.
Apology
Go ahead.
accepted, Catz.
But please do go on.
Speak!
Now. I don't even know what I was going to say.
No pressure, no pressure. You just have a monkey screaming at you.
Somebody else say something.
You just have a monkey screaming at you. You're fine.
Today,
would be nice.
you got a fucking barbecue at 5, Catz. Spit it out.
Yeah, I think I was just going to just going to say hi.
Look, right. Hang on, guys, because we're coming up on 10 to 5 now.
Yes.
And I did say we'd kind of finish off. A Marvelous Girl is going to be going live in about 10 minutes, so
Yes.
I'm going to give everyone an opportunity to say the last kind of wrap ups and goodbye to the chat and what you guys are planning next. So I'm going to start because I know he's going to go and make up a barbecue and feed us all now after this. So, Catz, the floor is yours, mate.
I haven't really got anything to shill other than just say thanks, Crafty, for having us on. I've really enjoyed it. Thank you to Blue Marble for everything you do with me with that last video. You were absolutely the star of it. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Tony, for coming on the debate show on Wednesday. Thank you, Jump Monk, for allowing me to be part of your animal collab. I can't wait to see how that works out. Thank you to everybody I spoke to today, and that's it.
Brilliant. Good to see you, pal.
Yeah, we love you, Catz.
Good to see you.
Yeah, it's really nice to meet everybody, and I will drop out now, but I'll be hanging around in the chat box later on to say hello to everyone.
I'll catch up with you as well, Catz.
Oh, Tatty, yes. Yeah, and I need to catch up with you about, that thing we were organising. And
Oh, secret. Secret stuff.
Yeah,
Okay, so Tatty and Catz can talk. Yeah, you can talk afterwards. So I'm going to do quick wrap-ups now, allow people to get fed and watered before the big hatch opens.
More coffee.
And lads, the links to people's chats will be in, or channels will be in the description later on. So Alan Evans, I'm going to come to you next, and thank you so much for hopping on. It's been great. So anything that you want to say, anything you want to shill, now's the chance.
Well, I guess I better shill my next photography lesson coming up on Tuesday, because all I've got to do now is get the video to render. And of course, I should probably be hosting the Aussie Perspective again for the In Between show tomorrow at 10 a.m. British summertime.
Yay!
Woo!
Oh, welcome.
Okay. Yeah, well, welcome.
Thank you so much for coming.
I'm sure many of you who are here will be on that stream at some point or another.
Oh, yes.
Well, I listen to it when I'm milking. So I mean, it's good company.
Yeah, I'm starting to listen to it now. My husband goes back to work early in the morning. I can actually catch it again. So, yeah.
I'm going to go down the line here. So, Anthony, say what you got to say, man.
Thank you very much for inviting me to be here. It's a pleasure. It's a privilege to be here with, again, people I regard as celebrities, and I don't think you should anybody here should underestimate their value as a science communicator, because you all contribute very importantly, I think, to the communication of basic scientific principles, and I appreciate it. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Pip, we're going to come to you next. So say what you got to say.
Thank you for inviting me. Oh, I'm blue now. Thank you, Keela. Yeah, go sub to me. I've got Patreon now. Hey. Working on some original stuff. Should be up hopefully Friday. There'll be a wee odd one on Wednesday and a premiere on Saturday as usual. And the Snark is in trouble. I'll see you later.
Snark's in trouble. Okay, FarmersBoy, you're up next.
Oh, thank you for letting me in. I feel a bit of a fraud because you've got all these wonderful creators here, and I'm just bathing in the light of their their magnificence, and all I do is just turn up and talk shit at people.
Hey, that's just as important.
Well, I suppose so. I mean, you've got to have people to talk and take part, haven't you? And yes, anyone who finds himself twiddling their thumbs tomorrow morning, tomorrow evening, wherever you are, yes, the Aussie perspective will be there as ever. But yeah, thank you very much. It's been great. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, and thank you, because I have been checking you out as well. From on occasion. Giving it to the flirfs on like Jose's channel and stuff like that. So
yes.
It's not that you do nothing; you do a lot.
Yeah,
that has to be recognized.
I try to, because if nobody stands up to their bullshit, then before you know it, this sort of crap could get taught in schools.
Yep,
and that's just a nightmare scenario.
And that's what they want.
Yes. So.
Thank you, Big Blue. Thank you so much for coming on. So I'm going to give you the floor now, sir.
Oh, thank you for allowing me to come on, Crafty. It's been great talking to you guys. I want to give a special shout out and thanks to my good friends like Questionable Education and Nathan Oakley, because without those fucking morons, I wouldn't have anything to talk about.
That's true. Yeah.
They're kind of the lifeblood of of all of this when it gets right down to it. I'm trying to get together some stuff now to start putting out a series of videos on Cavendish. You can expect the first ones are going to be to do with the design of the experiment and the thought process that I've gone through, and I'm putting it out there for everyone to look at and critique. I'll stick find a way to stick my spreadsheet in there where all the calculations are done, so everyone can look at it and have a go at whether I'm getting this right or getting it wrong, or maybe the smart kids can help me out some.
There you go.
Anyway, with that,
I rank below Nathan Oakley. It's so sad.
Yeah, with that, I guess that's about all.
Thank you very, very much. And now we're going to get back to the shills. Glober Mom, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for letting me come on. And it's so wonderful with how your channel's blown up, and
I don't play Minecraft. I've never played Minecraft. I don't understand Minecraft, but you have been doing excellent videos.
I've been playing
explaining
Minecraft
it
for, oh my gosh, since 2009 when my kids introduced me to it. So yeah. But I do have two channels, Glober Mom and Glober Mom Plays. So right now I'm doing Minecraft on Glober Mom Plays. But yeah, I'm having a ball. I love this. I
And
mean,
again,
it's been over a year now, and just still loving it. So.
And you will, of course, be on the Uncalled For tonight.
The Uncalled For
I'm
tonight at
forward to that.
7:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 a.m. UK time, or GMT time, I call it. Yeah. So it's every Sunday.
Yeah, it's an amazing show. It's an amazing show. People should definitely check that out.
Yeah, and people love it. People love watching it. I'm sorry, Pip?
Yeah, I loved it. I said I loved it. I was on it once, but oh my god, it was too late.
Yeah, yeah, it is late for the UK time. It is. But there's so many streams on.
This fuels the fact that I don't sleep. With excellent content, how can I?
You're like me. I'm
so
on
thank you
all
so much
live streams
again
on
for
all
coming
all kinds of times. So.
Yeah.
It's not
and
just
I'm
that
not I'm not one of these people that can just watch back. I need to be there.
Yes. Oh, it's hard to watch them when you're not in the live stream. You're like, I want to be there. So I've been in some streams where I wasn't able to get on there. Then I watched it back. I'm like, why wasn't I on there? You know, it's frustrating, but it happens.
Yeah, don't just hate when that happens.
Yeah.
Right. So before I come to the rant, I'm going to go to Tatty, who has run this show for me. Tatty, you are amazing. Thank you so much. So say what you got to say, man.
Oh no, thank you very much. But I must admit, in the words of Tommy Tiernan, it's been a pleasure to have me. And
it has.
That's what it looks like. Okay, Tatty.
On that note, yeah, was time.
Damn, I fell off in
the network.
Oh, buddy.
We'll see you for the barman's poker.
Poker, yeah.
That's it. You guys, I'll try and be at poker, hopefully.
3, 2, 1.
Bye.
Ciao.
Click the wrong button, Bill.
And so before we go, we got to give it over for one more rant from the drunk monkey.
Well, firstly, I need to apologise to FarmersBoy for blowing your fucking ears out. And Effie, only.
I can't hear you.
He's very sensitive. He's delicate.
Effie, as in flat Earth or globe denial, will only be taught in school, right, to point out that not everyone has an IQ of over 1. Now, we touched upon fucking debates, right? We've touched on debates. Now, I used to do debates. FarmersBoy, now that he's seen me a couple of times, you know, I used to jump in all that, and I give up basically because, you know, you only have to ask these fucking dumb as fuck morons a simple question like explain a sunset. You know, just explain a sunset to me. And they'll come back with some bollocks like, we don't even know what a sunset is. I mean, for fuck's sake. And then, you know, and I'm going to touch upon one person who means a lot to me, you know. I mean, this guy, I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for him, Eric Dubé. Now, I debunked every single one of his... No, sorry, that's a lie. I debunked 199 of his 200 proofs. The Earth is now a wobbling, spinning ball. And the fact that this fucking dumb fuck debunks himself a number of times throughout his video anyway, and there is not... By the way, there isn't 200... proofs, there's none, but there's about 18 ideas like that he's stretched out to make 200. The thing is, like, if you've got proof, you only need one. There's your proof, don't you? You don't need 200, you need one. That is solid proof. So they've got fuck all. But do you know the only one? I said I debunked 199 of his 200 proofs. The only one I couldn't debunk was the second law of thermodynamics. But what I learned from that is like it was too much for me just to make this little video to really like go into it. So I thought, well, how can I do this? How can I just get past this one fucking thing? And I thought, I know, I'll just point out the fact that this twat doesn't know anything about the second law of thermodynamics either. So Dunning-Kruger at its finest.
And thank you everyone for coming on board. Thank you to Steaming Cup of Reason and to Irish Demon for coming on earlier on. And I hope you guys had fun. I definitely had fun. I love doing these live streams. I didn't realize how much I would love it. So yeah, I'm going to close it out because we're at 5 o'clock now, and I want to get something to eat before the big the big opening. So one last time, thank you guys for coming. Thank you for everyone in the chat. The links will be posted in the descriptions for everyone that was on today. And yeah, if you want to support this channel, like what we were talking about earlier, that's in the description too. Until next time, the 1K special will be on Thursday at 8 p.m. BST. We have Bull coming in to produce that, a legend in his field. So until then, guys, we will see you on the iNetwork if you're around. Other than that, keep an eye out for the next Challenging Conspiracies. Blue is going to come in with me on that. It will be out this week, I hope. Other than that, I have nothing else to say. So thank you guys for coming and see you later.
Thanks, Keela.
See you later then.
Thank you,
Thanks for
Keela.